Welcome to Season 3 of the Casual Camping Podcast, your home for the best camping discussion both in and out of the field. Here are your hosts, Tim and Aid.
Hello and welcome to Casual Camping Podcast. It's another amazing episode with your favourite hosts in all the world, Tim and Aid. I'm Tim, and this is...
Aid.
Oh, Aid, haven't you got all manly for once in your life?
Well, you know, darling, when you were in your favourite host, I was like, oh, we're getting guests, are we?
No, it's just thee and me again. It's just thee and me. We have got some guests lined up for later in the year, although we do need to get back to them with some concrete dates, really, don't we?
Tim, the summer holidays have started. People are out there. They're kicking back with a beer and enjoying the sunshine.
They are. Or even just camping in the back garden. Some of our listeners have been camping in the garden, and you can't, you know, it's like making contact with yourself as a kid, really. That isn't it? It's just like touching your past. It's just lovely camping in the garden. I can't wait to get my tent out. Actually, I'm looking at my lawn now and thinking, yeah, I could get the tent out on there. I could camp
Tim,
there.
that's a new lawn. You be careful.
I know, but I could put
tent ghosts. I could put ghosts.
I could put a tent on it. To be honest, I could probably get both bell tents on there and do a mini festival. If anyone wants to come round mine.
Okay. Tim's address is...
No.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, you nasty bastard.
You've got into your new house. I know you're edging to get away, so I'm going to make you feel a little bit jealous that I got away camping again.
You absolute legend. You legend.
Why, thank you. I do try, you know. It's it's a cacophony of mistakes and general stuff that I'll go with, but, you know, legend sometimes, not always.
Oh, you cook off yourself there, Ed.
You asked me to what?
Where did you escape to this time?
Well, I was working until late in the day, so my friends very kindly, yes, I do have friends, agreed to come over my way, and I found a new place called Owl Barn Camping in Warwickshire. And, you know, I've talked about having a little local site that you can just clear off to for a night, should you want to. And this is my favourite local one now.
Wow.
It was a great, lovely greeting from Vicky. Maybe Victoria. Sorry, Vicky, if I've called you Vicky when you want Victoria. Oh, Victoria, you know. Oh, gosh, this is awkward. I can't go back there now, can I?
I hate that site.
It stopped me going. No, she very, very warm welcome, and just a field. They have goats wandering around, so they do a bit of goat yoga at certain times. They didn't do that evening, but they had a table tennis table.
What the hell is that?
I haven't got a clue. I think it's yoga, and goats come and stand on you. Judging by the pictures that are on their site, it's on Pitch Up and it's also on Hip Camp. And rather unusually, I booked through Hip Camp, and I was her very first Hip Camp bookie. So,
man,
yeah, no, it was pretty good. So, yes,
that's cool. That's really cool.
really good facilities, and absolutely just a big open field that you could just go camp up. Didn't feel like we were too close to anybody. We even had a little table tennis rally going on later on. So it was lovely, really nice.
That's really cool. We've done table tennis at a site before, wasn't it? I think it was Baxby Manor, wasn't it? When we went up there the first time, we had a bit of a table tennis. You know, that's such a good thing for a campsite to put in, because it's like low cost and it's such good fun having a bit of a table tennis tournament.
Yeah, well, we were discussing on the night, because it was a lovely sunny evening with not a breath of air, so it was ideal table tennis weather. Whereas because the table tennis ball is just ping pong to those out, people will be going, "It's not table tennis, it's ping pong. Where are you from? Where are you from?" So the ball, the slightest breath of wind, and it takes it off and spoils your game a little bit. I like to blame the wind for my poor shots and my tactics, but there wasn't. So it was lovely. You could just have a really nice game. And although I think I came last out of three of us, we had a little tournament of playing each other twice. I think I was last, but you know what? I was under the influence of about 3 or 4 beers, so you know.
And you know, we live in an age where taking part is enough.
Should be congratulated. Yeah. Who's the loser? Aid is. Yeah. Well done, Aid. You're special.
It's not about winning anymore. It's just about as long as you tried your best, it's okay, isn't it?
I was trying, that's for sure. I really was. I really was.
Sounds like good entertainment.
Well, I'm going to go back soon, so maybe they could come with me, and we could try a little bit of tent yoga with the goats. With the goats.
I'm not having a bearded goat on my back.
You've had one before.
Daz Graham.
Daz Graham is the goat.
The bearded goat.
Oh, that turned into a real nice compliment, didn't it? Daz, we didn't mean it that way. Don't take it that way.
We still hate you. I got my birthday present off him this week. We can't say what it is on air because we just can't. I can't even allude to it. But the guy is one absolute crazy
little
mofo.
Tease. You little tease.
That man is a crazy mofo. That's all I'm saying. Oh dear. So what are we talking about today then, Ed? What are we talking about?
So we've talked about the dangers of, very hot camping. We talked about the dangers of when it's wet and what you need to do. So maybe we should talk about hangover camping.
Oh, the dangers of being hungover camping.
Well, this isn't for everybody, so maybe we should put a warning on the front of this one, Tim. But a lot of our stories do start with, well, I was drinking in a field, and we go really heavy on the first night, and I've noticed it. I think others have noticed it.
I don't think they've noticed it. I think we've got away with it, Ed.
Have we?
Yeah,
right,
I don't think anybody's noticed that actually we drink quite a lot when we're camping.
Well, there's a reason it's called our happy place. Maybe.
maybe we hate camping and we drink through it. No.
Camping, the vehicle that gets... Not that you should be driving and drinking, not at all. I just mean the vehicle to be able to drink. The enabler. That's the best way.
Yeah, the enabler to get us drunk. Yes. No, but drinking even just a few, it's absolutely fine. You can, we've all got different tolerances, and some people get a screaming hangover just off 2 or 3 beers.
Could I just interrupt there? You've got no tolerance with rum.
Yeah, I know. Literally a sniff of rum, and I'm wasted. A sip of rum, I'm obnoxious. A couple of glasses of rum, I'm already having a hangover.
That's a true story. That's exactly how it happens. That was almost in real time, Tim, as well.
I know. It literally goes that quick. It's yeah, what can I say? No more rum.
Yes, I would second that, to be honest. The first time was funny and got us sort of talking. That was a fireoki night.
That was fireoki and cutting down a tree night. I'm still sorry about that. It wasn't the sycamore from Sycamore Gap.
It was.
It was a branch off a tree, but I shouldn't have done it. But yeah.
But the second time, it was like, oh, the joke's on us now. Because we have to put up with this little handful.
Come on then, I'll have you all. I'll take you all on.
I really would have done.
It's gosh, yeah, no more rum. Interestingly, the following morning, I was really hungover and was not in a good place, to be honest.
Quelle surprise, Tim! Quelle surprise!
and packing up hungover has just got to be one of the worst things. It's we say, we go big on the first night. If you're going away for multiple nights and stuff, then that's great. But sometimes you're only going away for one night, and you do go a bit too big. And then you've got to get up in the morning and you've got to pack up, and that's just one of the most difficult things to do when you're rough as hell.
It really, really is. And I've found most of those times it starts to rain as well.
Yeah,
and then you've got to contend with your grumpy old self and a wet tent.
Yeah, I find at that point I get a bit sweary.
Oh, I get sweary too. If only there was a correlation here that I'm not quite seeing.
Yeah, I know. It keeps happening as well.
It keeps happening. There's nothing quite as scary as swearing at inanimate objects. Somebody that doesn't know. I've found myself sometimes like swearing at a tea bag that's fallen off the spoon the wrong way and missed the bin. And then I shout at the spoon, look at it like I'm giving it a good talking to and stuff. Anybody that doesn't know you, that's really scary.
Yeah.
You find people backing out of a tea room.
I'm going to say, if you're doing that in Costa, you might get arrested.
Talking to yourself and a spoon at the same time. Why have you done that? I didn't. There was no need for you to do that and burn my fingers. Oh dear. Yes.
Oh no. So what's? Have you got any stories of when you've been hungover? Have you got like a worst case scenario? What's happened to you?
Oh well, I think the worst was Shell Island, and it was a stag do. And
there we go.
We had a very heavy first night.
Boom.
And then somebody was joining us the following day, and I got the phone call that they were half an hour away. I stood up out of my tent and fell over and hit the floor very severely.
Ooh.
And had to stay there for a few minutes until I got my equilibrium. I'd mixed me drinks, Tim. What can I say? Yeah. We had a cocktail table. We had beers. I'm normally a beers man, but I went large, and And what was the most difficult is knowing that somebody had travelled 4 hours that morning to
Oh,
get to us, and the carnage that they saw in as they drove up. The campsite was all over the place. I'd kicked my Snow Peak flyer over.
oh my God. You
And
were
then I
off,
was like,
you were off the leash.
I'm out the bed, bang. Um, uh, and then having to kind of pull it round so that somebody didn't feel, what the hell have I just driven 4 hours for this?
Yeah.
And then trying to get back on it as quickly as you can do. So
That's gotta be one of the hardest things really is turning up a day late to an event like that when you know the alcohol's gonna, it's a stag do, so the alcohol's gonna be flowing from
yeah,
the second you open the car door and you've got there. Um to come the following day, second day is never as big as first day. So it's what a loser to not come on the first day is what I'd say. It's like it's their fault, is that, they
serves them right. This is how you could have looked. I mean, it must have been a scary thing, but honestly, I stood up. The whole site swam, spun round, and I just keeled over. I've never been that bad before, so.
blimey
Um,
heck. Blimey heck.
and yeah, not
And you
wanting to.
and you were only 12.
Dad had come back. And I didn't
Yeah.
want to disappoint him. I can take me booze, Dad.
Our idiot dad coming on the second day.
Leaving 4 kids alone in a caravan site. Oh, I mean, I know we're joking, but there's quite a lot of truth to that story, listeners.
There's a lot of truth to that story. We had a very unusual
Hey, we grew
upbringing.
up in the year 70s. Shut up. Get on with it. That roast dinner done, Arid.
You see, that's why you're so good at roast potatoes. You've been doing it since you were 3.
Well, I was on coffee and fags. Cigarettes to our American, yes.
Yeah, clarify
There wasn't
that one.
Yes.
Although we're inclusive, I'm not going to judge you, Ed.
Well, thank you. Yes. So yes.
I think the lesson in that story is turn up on the first day or don't bother coming.
Yes, and then everybody's at the same level.
Yeah.
you know.
Although I did that earlier this year, didn't I? You and Richard went camping, and I came the second day. But I stopped off like a mile away and got 3 coffees and some donuts and some things in case you guys were really hungover. And I turned up with hangover cure stuff, fresh coffees and fresh donuts for you. I think they were yums to devour.
They were yum.
Yes, you weren't actually hungover, but you still welcomed the coffees and stuff. So if you are going to turn up a day late, turn up with the right supplies, people.
Yeah, And I would like to say that both me and Richard drank quite a bit then, but I'm a professional most of these times. This was a few years ago. I was mixing my drinks. You've got to be careful. You've got to be careful when you're drinking. So I think that's the learning there. Try and get everybody at the same. Not everybody has to drink when they're out camping. Maybe it's not what you like to do, but there's a few things that can make it a little bit easier. I think. One, drink plenty of water.
Yes.
It's something I really struggle to do when I'm out camping. I think, there are those other little things that I do like a drink, and sometimes eating feels like cheating. It gets in the way, Tim. I know it's an unpopular thing, but I've been brought up the hard way, not only by growing up in the 70s with questionable parenting skills. But then I went to the University of Newcastle, and it's a religion up there, let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean, blooming heck, drinking's drinking. I spent 3 years in Newcastle. I have to say, some of the best 3 years of my life. Some of the
If anybody wants to go to the Toon, Newcastle upon Tyne, there are various Newcastles around the world. None of them compare. They're all pale imitations of wonderful people in a lovely county of Northumberland. So it feels like my adopted home, and we've still got the friends that we made there. But goodness, I mean, what trebles for £1 when I was up there? Trebles for £1.
Yeah, three bottles for £1.50.
Oh, them were there. Well, I mean, like I'm saying, we're showing our age, but it's 25 years ago. It's not too bad.
Nah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not like we're going, it's 3 and 6. Sorry for international listeners. That's old English money. 3 and 6. 2 threepenny bits.
1971, they changed it. My mum always said that it was because I was born, and they thought he can't cope with this. We need to decimalize now, people.
Oh God, no! I do try and drink quite a bit of water when I'm camping now. I didn't used to, and I've got in a lot of mess. And when I'm drinking now, my other half, particularly if she comes with us, she does remind me, try and have a drink of water between the alcohol, or have a soft drink. Take some soft drinks with you.
Yeah.
And I do try and do that. I make sure one of the first things I do when I'm setting up my tent and everything before I really hit any drinks, if it's a drinking camping thing, I fill my water bottle and I stick it next to the bed. And then I know when I go to bed, I can have some water. When I wake up in the middle of the night and my throat feels like the Sahara Desert, I can drink a load of water. And it does take the edge off the hangover in the morning. It definitely does. I don't think you need any like crazy remedies or anything like that. I don't think you need, I used to, when I was a student, I used to do like 2 or 3 raw eggs as I went to bed. So I'd get in and have some raw eggs with a little bit of milk and some sugar, and I'd knock that back and allegedly not have a hangover. I don't remember it ever actually working. I remember
Jesus
my mate.
Christ, I'm surprised you could keep it down.
Well, I remember my mate nearly vomiting. I remember Simon nearly vomiting just at the sight of it. It's like, no, it's fine. This'll work. Go to bed.
Oh my God, yes, it's one of those crazy kind of things. Yeah, so for me, and although I joke about eating's cheating, the fact is that actually what I know about myself is when I am drinking, I do need to eat quite regularly. Tends to be quite greasy food. Snacks, Tim's top tip always. If you've got snacks, get them down you. And
I was just going to say, I think your best way to stop you getting too wasted is to graze on food and to just have some epic snacks. And it's always great if you're in a group because somebody's got a bag of crisps, somebody's got a bag of chips, somebody's got a bag of popcorn. And these bags just like keep moving round and round the group. You're just constantly grazing on a bit of food, and it just sort of soaks up some of that booze and stops you getting too bad in the morning.
Yeah, I think that. And I've learned to always do a little bit more food.
Okay.
Because you cook, everybody starts to settle down and go, oh, what we doing? And who's putting a grill on or whatever. Do a little bit more of that kind of food. So like, maybe a jacket potato that you can pop on the fire and get out later.
Yeah.
How many times have we've forgotten about them and gone, oh, let's see if they're okay. And sometimes they're not, but the innards generally are. And you go, oh, actually, I'm really glad I had that in the, late on, because you kind of need it really.
Yeah.
So that's a really good one. And, drink at your own pace. There's so many people put themselves off drinking because they have one too many hangovers. And it's like, if you only drink once or twice a year, don't try and think that you can drink what you were drinking back 3 years ago or when you were going out regularly and
Yeah.
stuff. I keep a toe in because I'm a professional, me. Not in the kind of Alcoholics Anonymous kind of way, but I like a few drinks. I have a few drinks reasonably regularly. I kind of don't feel necessarily afraid of things. I think it's doing the unusual, like, going out and just drinking vodka. I hardly ever drink vodka. If
Yeah.
I went out and just drank vodka, I'd be so sick the following day. So it's kind of stick to what you know, drink at your own pace. Don't feel pressure of anybody else. I don't
Yeah.
think anybody else does that.
The
But
good,
also, do be once you've had a few, don't get a bit leery like I do. Go, yeah, go on, Neil, I'll have that. Oh, give us that.
I also, the good thing about going camping and having a few drinks, it's not like you've gone round the pubs and you're on a pub crawl, because if you're on a pub crawl, then you tend to get into rounds, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh well, it's my round, and you tend to do rounds at the pace of the quickest person that's drinking, because you're just kind of going for it. And before you know it, you've had twice as many drinks as you would have in that time space. The nice thing with camping is you can, pull your cool books up next to your chair. You're drinking your stuff at your pace, and that's really nice. Another thing to do is, I quite like Hobgoblin beer, which is really nice. They do like 3 or 4 different ones of different strengths. And sometimes it's nice just to take a few of the weaker strength of this, what we call a session beer. So something that's less than 4% alcohol. It's quite hard to find that now, because most beers now are like 5% plus, and it's just, you'd never drink that back in the day. You'd never go in a pub and have a 5%er. You'd be like, what the hell's that? It's there is such a thing as a session ale, which tends to be under 4%. So
my mate Tom was saying that about last time, actually. I mean, I would never, I'm a bit of a lager lout.
I know. I've seen you.
Yeah. But I would never start with like a real strong one. I know we're just talking about drinking now, and how does that relate to camping? But
most of my drinking takes place camping now. I don't really drink any of the time.
But yeah, I mean, starting off with, so it's back in the day, if you're going on, like we were saying, first night is heavy, how do you get back on it? And, actually having a shandy to start with, followed by a lager top, which is less of a shandy, it's just a bit of lemonade in the top, then getting back onto maybe your third one. And that's how I eased back in, so that I was back on it quite sort of good, and I pulled it round.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I was proud of me. The guy that turned up said, well done. I don't know how you did that, because I saw the states of you.
Oh God! Oh.
Honestly, our campsite looked like those sites where planes gone down and they find them like 23 days later. That's what it looked like after one night. And I'm very, very careful with my kit. I wasn't that night.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I pity the poor people that bought that lot off eBay from you. Yeah. Oh,
well, once again, the Snow Peak fireplace still had that. That's been used and abused, and it's still as good as ever. So.
No, my worst episode really of being ill camping is we went to the Big Bang, didn't we? And we were in quite a big group, and for the Big Bang,
I've still got visions of this.
I know. I wish part of me wishes I could have seen it from your eyes, because I only saw it from my side, and it wasn't good. But we'd done first night, and I think there was a 24 pack, and most of that 24 pack disappeared on that first night. I drank way more than I would ever normally drink, and I managed to sleep in quite a lot in the morning, and I woke up and I could hear people outside the tent. It was starting to get warm, so it must have been getting on for midday, and I was really warm and I was really thirsty, and I kind of unzipped the inner, and there was a porch with food and stuff in. I just grabbed what I could from the cool box, and took the top off it, and took a massive gulp of it, and of course, what I'd hoped was like lemonade or water was in fact a pint of milk. And I kind of drank most of that, screwed the top back on it, laid back down, and that was just the worst thing I could have done in the world, because then quite quickly that wanted to make an appearance, and I was literally rummaging with zips trying to get this thing open because I knew I wasn't going to be very well. I managed to get the inner open. I'm rummaging with the other one. You'd camped next to me, and I unzipped it just as you turned around with a really lovely welcoming grin.
Morning, Tim. How are you doing?
How are you doing? As I knew I was going to be sick, and I thought, I'm either going to cover aid in milk. So I put my hand in front of my mouth, and I vomited onto my hand, and it just created this massive fan of milk that went everywhere.
It was like a water fountain. I went from, pleasant high, like, oh, back off. You better not get my tent.
Oh God, it was absolutely horrendous. And I think all I did was just kind of slowly slide back into the tent and go back to sleep for another hour. It's that's my worst. I mean, that's many years ago now. I was a far younger and more foolish man. But yeah, that's got to be the worst.
And those are just, you're there for the weekend. Everybody else is going to get to about sort of 11:30, 12 o'clock and go, is anybody drinking?
Yeah.
A lot of our stories do revolve around. A lot of our friends, we know them from going around pubs in our earlier days. They're our good friends. And it tends to be that, that's what we're doing. Do you think, Tim, that we're just following the crowd? This is drinking. I still feel like I want to drink. Lily's not going to be very proud of this episode, I don't think.
No, neither's Alex, to be honest. It's
they're not listening, Tim.
They're not listening.
But yes, I mean, those are the things that you kind of learn. Being in a hot tent with a hangover, make sure you've got those things that fix you. I'm a tea drinker, a confirmed tea drinker at home. I'm not that much of a coffee connoisseur. I love coffee. I like to make proper coffee. I don't think I've ever made it particularly well, but certainly on a hangover, I'm a coffee drinker.
Yeah, me too.
And the amount of people that say, I'm a coffee drinker, unless I'm hungover, and then I'll have tea. It tends to be the opposite.
One or the other. I love a good cup of Yorkshire tea, but if I've got a hangover, it's really nice if you can make a really nice cup of coffee, or go and buy a nice cup of coffee from a stall somewhere or something like that. It just settles things down, and but plenty of water. That's the thing that gets me through it. Plenty of water, and I don't really want to eat. Some people are like, oh, you got to get on the food. You got to get on the food, and it cures it. Whereas I'm more of I think I'll eat in about 2 hours' time when everything's sort of settled down, and I think I can ride out a bacon sandwich, and but yeah.
Yeah, and that would be the next thing for me, like having food. as you said before, grazing throughout the night, but then knowing that a bit of greasy stuff. I also don't generally take sugar in stuff, but I will have a sugary coffee because alcohol strips sugar from your body. So having, a lovely sugary cup of coffee in the morning really, really helps me.
Little pour of the syrup in your coffee
Yes.
is
Yeah.
super nice. That first
That
coffee.
caramel
Oh,
syrup.
that is
Yes.
so nice. You make a proper fresh coffee and just pour a little bit of caramel syrup in. Oh, that proper settles you down, and you just sit there and slowly drink that and take in the morning. Let your system wake up properly, and you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be
Yeah.
fine. You'll survive.
Well, I think those are some of the things. And, I would caution anybody that, actually, if you're only away for a night, careful, obviously people that are driving and those things, it takes a long time to get out of your system. So do be careful on that. Just as a cautionary tale, we do not advise lots of drinking and then going off and driving and stuff.
No,
Do drink responsibly with your own tolerances. But, these are the things you don't want to be in a hot tent when you've got hangover. You need to get out and get some fresh air. Uh,
yeah,
when I was younger, a bit of exercise, walking up a hill or going and playing football like we used to do, always sort of helped for a hangover. Whether
yeah.
there's Alka-Seltzer or paracetamol or whatever else.
Or for our
And
North American listeners, acetaminophen
ooh, there you
or
go.
Tylenol.
Lovely. Um, Yeah, I think, whatever those things are that help you recover. I've never been one for hair of the dog, if I'm honest. I've
No.
had friends that could get up on the morning and go, "Oh, I'm going to get back on it." I wouldn't have made a very good rock star, I don't think.
Oh, I don't know, Ed. I don't know, Ed.
Thank you. That's the right answer.
I could,
Cheers,
I,
Tim. I was fishing for that.
I could see you in a 1970s cat suit.
Woo!
Oh, we got to say,
Got the teeth for it.
as as we record this live today, it is the day that Ozzy Osbourne of Black Sabbath has sadly passed away, and he's local to this area. So we're not that far. Neither of us are that far from Birmingham, and he's a local guy, and recently did his last concert just a few days ago. And rest in peace, Ozzy. I was driving back along the motorway today, and there was a massive billboard with just a portrait of Ozzy and rest in peace. I thought, you know what,
Uh,
that is cool. We did put a picture on socials. I managed to find a photo of him sat in a camping chair. I think it was on that series he did with Jack, where Jack took him around different places. And I thought, you know what, Ozzy sat in a camping field and he's gone camping. You know, the guy's a
yeah.
legend, and in all ways, whether you're a fan of the music or not, there's only one Ozzy Osbourne, and rest in peace, Ozzy, you rock legend.
Yeah, I played my favorite song is Paranoid.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, sad to hear. And somebody that, changed the world. When I was young, I was a little bit scared by that kind of music.
mm.
Didn't particularly appreciate the hardness of it at the time, but as with lots of things, you come to love and know the influence they've had.
Yeah,
So
yeah. The same.
I was a little bit sad to hear it. So yeah,
No, no. Bless him, bless him.
yeah,
But we digress. Shall we jump away to a minute mindfulness?
yes.
Welcome to the Casual Camping Minute Mindfulness. Let the sounds of nature take you back to the camping field.
Always gets me, just the minute mindfulness.
Yeah,
I'm sure people just skip it, but you know, it always gets me.
I think sometimes you just need it, and we've gone on about drinking and what you have to do. These are our cures, our things that we're able to manage. We know a lot of you enjoy a drink because we've seen the cheers photos
We have.
that people have sent over the weekend, and it's just really nice to know that there are similar minds out there.
Yeah.
And if you're a non-drinker, please bear with us. We will get back to some camping-related gear and stuff in the next few episodes.
If you're a non-drinker, just look after the drinkers that you're with.
Of course.
Look after them because, they're idiots like us.
Maybe you should be doing the cooking the following morning. Here you go. I've made you a coffee. I've done you a bacon sandwich. I've done you a bacon sandwich, maybe.
Yeah, completely.
I'd go with that. You know, get a good egg on there, though, will you?
Oh man, cool. Well, I don't think I've got any other advice other than it's all right to have a few drinks. Just don't touch the rum. That's what I'd say.
I'd say that for you as well. And you're perfectly right, Tim. It's okay to have a few drinks if that's your choice. Do it responsibly. And if you're in a camping field, nobody should be judging you. Eh?
Totally.
You're in a camping field. Back it off, okay?
Right. I'm going to clear off because I'm going to Belgium at 2:00 in the morning. So I've been Tim. I'm going to say bye.
And I've been Ed. I'm going to go crack a can.
Casual Camping Podcast accepts no liability and does not officially recommend any products or endorse any techniques discussed in an individual podcast episode or shown on Casual Camping Podcast social media accounts. Individuals should make their own informed decision and risk assessment of any products or advice prior to any purchase or use.